Hey there, my name is Sean Erie. I'm a computer programmer, and that's my day job. And I'm also a Christian. I was concerned about the recent 2020 presidential election, and I would like to see the best candidate get into office. And so I was looking on the internet for information regarding this updates of what's going on. And one of the interesting things I ran across was this website called the Burning Platform. Now, I can't say necessarily or verify what this person that put this website together claims. His claim appears to be supporting the arguments of Rudy Giuliani that there was voter fraud in Pennsylvania, or at least he tends to try to indicate that, or I think that's what this person is trying to indicate. He says that all vote swings went for Biden after such and such time, but that's not what I found so interesting about this article. You can read through this article if you want and gather your own opinions, but what's really neat is this person that put this website together gave us a link to the Pennsylvania New York Times data. And so we can go grab this data from this link right here that this man was so kind to provide us with, and then we can save it as into a folder. Like I happen to save it in results, election results. I'm going to make a copy of it. And they should come out the same. I'm not going to go to the point of diffing them with Git, which you could do. But this is what you're going to get if you look at this data in a web browser or in Internet Explorer, Notepad, or VI, or Emacs, or whatever your favorite text editor might be. A lot, by the way, Notepad++ is a really good text editor if you're not a hardcore programmer, but you need something more powerful than straight Notepad. But you can, if you want something easy, but looking at this like this is kind of ugly. So our ultimate goal is to actually analyze this data, and we could use a programming tool if we wanted, but that's going to be a lot of work. We don't want to write a bunch of Python, or we don't want to write a bunch of Perl or C or whatever, or R. So we're going to take the first easy step, and we're going to go over here and open this in Firefox. You could have probably opened it in Firefox to begin with, but see, if you do file : / and then C : / it'll take you to the root C drive, and then you can navigate up through your folders and get back to this file, and then you'll see this hierarchy here, which is very interesting. You can easily navigate through all this data here, and metadata, and there's tons of it. There's a lot of information in here besides just election results, but what we're concerned is right in here in data, and then races, and this will be very important later on when we use a different tool, Power BI, to actually analyze, take a closer look at this data. And we go into races, and then we go to 0. If we scroll all the way down here, we'll see time series. And in time series, we have about 705 rows of data. Yeah, because there's a 0th row, and then there's 704. All these rows of data in data, races, 0, and then time series. And then we have all these rows. And in each time series, you can look and expand over here. You can expand the data, 704th element. And then what you get is you get the total votes. Because this 6 million or almost 7 million votes. And the reason why we know this is the total votes is because if we go back over to another site source, if we look right here in this U.S. elections data that came up from a Bing search, I'm not sure where that came from, but the total votes was about 7 million. 6 million here, 6 million here, almost a half there, almost 7 million votes. So these are the total, those deals in Firefox were the total amounts. I was actually hoping to see the amounts at each snapshot in time from the previous amount, but no, they gave us the totals. And if you go up, now you're going to find some little slight anomalies here. Nothing to be concerned about at this point, because as you go up, in general, this value should get smaller. Like we have 6924006 here. Now we're going to pick here, and it's 6923672. Okay, it's smaller because it's an earlier point in time. This is Zulu time. I guess, universal coordinated time. And so we're going to look up a little bit further. And this should be even smaller. 691. Whoops. 691 instead of 692. Now we're going to go way up here. And instead of 6 million, we should probably see like 500,000 or something. I don't know. Well, no, actually 5 million, because apparently the votes ramped up fairly quick. So we'll keep going. And it's 73. See, now we don't even have 1 million yet. But if we expand that, we'll see a voter's shares. This is the percentages that each candidate kind of had historically up to that point in time. So at this point in time, Biden, at this UTC time, Biden had about 57% of the votes, of these total votes. And at this time, Trump had it. What I would have liked to have seen is the individual votes at that point in time for each candidate. But no, we have to actually take this factor and multiply it by the total, and then that gives us the total at that time. And then we have to actually subtract that from the total of the previous row to get the amount of votes that change between, say, this UTC time and this UTC time. But the point is this is very good data, and examining it through FireFox is a great way to get started, because if you go full force right into Power BI trying to go explore this data and how to extract it and everything, you might be a little bit confused, because Power BI in itself, although it's very useful, very powerful, it has a tendency, there are just nuances that can get in the way. And if you're just exploring the data, you want to first look at it something very user-friendly. And this is a very interactive environment here, FireFox, like this. So this is how you would open this data with FireFox. Now, if you were to actually look at this data with, say, I've got way too many folders open. If we go back to the election folder and we go like GitHub or Git Bash GUI here, which you may not have Git on your system if you're not a programmer, of course. And of course, programmers not that. I highly recommend you get Git, if you are a programmer. But you can open a Git Bash here, and then you can do a VI, and then that same data, president2.json, you're gonna see a mess. And you can actually do a / and search for, like a certain number of votes. And I'm not going to do that now because I don't know what. And you can find these rows. Well, actually, I think I will. Like, say, I want to find this row. So I'll go over here to Git Bash. 301969. And, whoops. I didn't do that right. Go back to line 1. 01969. And see, you can find this row, and that's going to have the same timestamp. It's going to have the same timestamp as FireFox. 12657Z Zulu. You're not going to want to do that. You're not going to want to do that in Notepad. You're not going to want to do that in Emacs or whatever. So that's why FireFox is a great tool to start examining and exploring this data. And this is where we're going to leave off for now. And in the next video, what we're going to do is we're going to open Power BI to drill down into data, races, race number 0. We're going to go down into the time series expansion. And in the time series expansion, we're going to open, we're going to extract or expand these rows out so that we can start beginning to do some analysis. That's all for this video. I wished I could have made it more succinct, but I don't have a script and I'm doing this on the fly. Thank you for watching. Hopefully I'll get the other one out soon enough.